Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. We have now evolved the Boston Tea Party to the Nantucket Champagne Soiree. Boy, what I'm about to show you is the perfect symbol and illustration for the new economic Gilded Age we live in, where the group Climate Defiance, who has been actively shutting down big Democratic Party fundraisers, interviews, events in the name of the climate apocalypse and trying to get politicians and powerful, corrupt ghouls to do something. They shut down a fundraiser on Nantucket Island for Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey. And boy, some rich aristocrats did not like it. Buckle up.
Excuse me, Governor Healey, I'm sorry to interrupt. We're in the midst of a climate emergency.
What's your name?
My name is Matt.
Nice to meet you,
I'm
Matt.
20 years old and you're throwing my future. The state of Massachusetts is building 10 new fossil fuel infrastructure projects right now. We need you to ban new fossil fuel infrastructure right now. Will you commit to doing that, yes or no?
Let's talk about that, okay?
No, let's talk about it, yes or no?
Let's talk about that. There's a huge transition that we're undergoing, and there's a lot of work to do. But let me tell you, and I
First step of the
appreciate...
transition is to ban new fossil fuels. Will you ban new fossil fuel infrastructure?
I appreciate
it's
that,
enough.
Matt. Guys, I appreciate it's democracy.
End fossil fuels, Maura! End fossil fuels! End fossil fuels, Maura! End fossil fuels!
You assaulted us.
How did I assault you? There is no future! Get out! The fossil fuel industry bought you out! The fossil fuel industry gave you $50,000! End fossil fuels, Maura! End fossil fuels!
Oh boy, there's more, but let's stop right there for a second. So, this feels like if you've watched Game of Thrones, like the highborn, the noblemen and women, at one of their Colosseum epic battles as they're drinking their wine from the stands, watching people kill each other. If you don't watch Game of Thrones, apologies for stating something you know nothing about. But I loved the woman. Did you see that woman who was like with her feet kicking and, trying to nudge these thorny young activists out of the way while she was drinking her champagne? Damn you, little kids, and your concern for the wildfires and the epic storms and the planet burning. You are disrupting our champagne. The caviar is getting cold. I don't even know if caviar is cold. You get my point. The cognitive dissonance of these people is disgusting. They are more concerned of their lavish fundraiser and, the optics of the disruption than the planetary inferno we are dealing with. And I just want to show you, you see the gentleman with the kind of greased back hair who said, I've been a climate activist longer than you've been alive. Well, if his idea of climate activism is being a high-powered lobbyist for fossil fuel companies, then he has sure been an effective climate activist. That would be Michael J. Stratton, Senior Policy Director for the powerful lobbyist firm in Washington, D.C., Brownstein Fayette Harbor. Mr. Climate Activist Stratton, who was lecturing the kids about, he's been a climate activist longer than they've been alive. Well, here's some of his, climate-friendly groups that he lobbies for. Freeport LNG Development, Nacero Inc. Here's about the Freeport LNG. After explosion, Freeport LNG rejoins the Gulf Coast energy export boom. Regulators say the company fixed flaws, which led compressed methane to burst from a pipe and catch fire. Well, that sounds really, really symbolic of being a climate fighter for one's entire life. Federal regulators have cleared a gas terminal on the Texas coast to restart commercial production of liquefied natural gas for export 8 months after an explosion rocked the facility and nearby towns. I don't know if Mr. Stratton is aware, but methane is more toxic than carbon dioxide in terms of the climate crisis. But maybe he sleeps better at night, rationalizing, well, it's natural gas. It's liquefied, which is better. Can you imagine thinking to yourself that you've been fighting the climate change fight for your whole life as you are a greedy, probably millionaire lobbyist fighting to continue fossil fuel projects. I don't know if you're just delusional or you just know you're a slick ghoul liar who cares nothing about burning down the planet. Michael J. Stratton. And if you need any more evidence of what a true courageous champion, he's a distinguished Democratic Party strategist. Decades of on-the-ground campaign experience across the United States, trusted confidant of business leaders and policymakers, 50 years of frontline experience in Democratic politics, managing campaigns, serving in senior government positions to shepherd clients through multi-jurisdictional policies, issues, i.e. 50 years of purchasing the government as a lobbyist. Trusted by mayors, attorney generals, governors, federal policymakers, Mike understands how to activate grassroots and grassroots organizations to achieve his clients' business goals. Leading voice in the hierarchy of the Democratic Party, he has developed and executed strategies to achieve electoral victories for Democrats across the country. Member of the DNC, most recently reappointed by the Biden campaign. Worked on Michael Bennett's campaign in Colorado, Governor John Hickenlooper's campaign in Colorado. Climate activist for his whole life. He also lobbies for Nacero. Environmental groups air concerns about a $6 billion Nacero project. Newport Township in Pennsylvania, a proposed gas-to-gasoline industrial plant in Luzerne County touted as being environmentally friendly, is anything but, says a group of local, state, and national environmental organizations who have joined forces to oppose the project. The organizations that came out against the $6 billion project, slated for the Newport Township, Nanticoke City, Hanover Township area, are, and this is a list of all of the Pennsylvania groups against this project, State Senator John Utachak, the main advocate for the project, and Nacero officials respond to the concerns and even release a statement from a Nobel Prize winner, Mark Levine, who co-authored the 2007 Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Dr. Levine, who is a senior advisor at the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, described Nacero's potential to slow global warming as an opportunity we can't afford to miss. The opposition groups released a statement along with the Clean Air Council fact sheet that addresses why they are against the project. Nacero, the Texas-based company behind the $6 billion refinery, markets its business as being environmentally conscious, but there is no evidence to support its claims, especially at the local level, the statement reads. When considering air permit documents obtained by the Clean Air Council for Nacero's similarly proposed Texas facility, Nacero's proposed Luzerne County refinery would be the third worst climate pollution emitter in the state and among the top emitters of other harmful pollutants. That's what Mr. Lifelong climate activist Michael Stratton has been fighting for his whole life. Climate-friendly gas projects, which isn't a thing. But we haven't even showed you the best part. We need to get to the whole, well, we're okay with you dying, from the bourgeoisie to the climate activists. Let's play the rest of this. It's really, really something.
And fossil fuel.
Touch you.
And fossil fuel. Fossil fuel.
You've hurt your cause. You've hurt your cause.
No new fossil fuel.
No new fossil fuels. We've spoken to her before. She's ignored us.
You have no idea how to
You
get things done.
it's-
You have no idea how to get things done.
We're afraid because our lives are going to end.
My lives too. We're all the same age.
No, we're not. I'm 20. How
I
are
find I
you?
have kids that are 9.
Okay.
You have absolutely no
Are you-
idea how to get things done.
Can you tell me what are you doing to help
No
them?
new fossil fuel.
are you doing to
I
help
have
them?
solar everything. I have solar in my
Is your
house.
individual
Just-
act going to help us? No, the act of someone in power
if
is
you
going
had half a
to.
brain, you would understand
We
how
have
to get
no
things
money.
done.
Laura has power, and she can help save us, but
But
she's
your
not.
rudeness prevents you
We're
from
gonna
talking
die.
to her.
Who cares how rude we are?
I don't mind
And
if
the
you
people
die.
in that-
Whoa now. I don't mind if you die. And hey, how dare you? I have solar panels on my $1 billion home. He's a billionaire real estate developer, by the way, that just told that climate activist, if you die, who cares? I'll be fine with it. This is Bruce Percolay, a big real estate tycoon in the Boston area. Just happened to have written for the Boston Globe. Passage of the millionaires tax will leave everyone the poorer for it. You don't say. So why does the departure of wealthy people matter to those who earn significantly less than 1 million a year? Let's start with philanthropy. Oh, yes. If we tax Bruce and his fellow champagne and caviar drinkers and eaters at the Nantucket soiree, if we tax them, they might leave. And if they leave, that's going to hurt the working class in Nantucket, of which there are none. It is truly astounding. Let's start with the last guy, Bruce Stratton, Mike Stratton, excuse me, saying, I'm going to touch you, to the climate activists begging for the governor to shut down the climate, the fossil fuel projects, 10 fossil fuel projects going on in Massachusetts. I'm not defending the governor, but to be fair, I mean, Massachusetts is not Texas. I mean, it is more, I guess, climate friendly than some of the worst offenders, but you know, fossil fuel is fossil fuel. And for a liberal bastion like Massachusetts, they shouldn't have any new fossil fuel projects in the pipeline, but they do. And these people don't care because they rationalize to themselves, well, I have solar panels on my home and I give to climate charities, so I'm going to continue drinking my champagne. I do give kudos to Mike Stratton, the lobbyist for Brownstein Hyatt Farber, who, as he was harassing the climate activists and threatening to touch them, he did hold on to his champagne, didn't spill a drop. So good balance for you. But also this Bruce Percolay, who was, telling them, you don't know how to get things done. This is not how you get things done. What that actually means is sell out, borrow, cheat, steal, do what you got to do, get in the game, start buying off these politicians, because that's how you get things done, kids, not disrupting our soiree. How dare you? That's really what he meant when he's telling them and lecturing them, this is not how you get things done. And you're just so rude. Over 1,000 people missing in Hawaii right now, presumed dead, tragically, from the wildfires. Still wildfires raging in Canada. Unrelenting storms wherever you go, around the world, as well as the United States. California being hit with weather they haven't seen, storms they haven't seen in 100 years, with an earthquake on top of it. I mean, are these people sociopaths? Yes. Kudos to this group, Climate Defiance, who are mostly young people. It's not easy. It does involve nerves. It does take courage to get in the face of politicians, rich people, disrupt, shut down these fundraisers. A lot of them have private security. A lot of them will then go and try to find out, name names. Who were these people? Let's make sure they're on blacklists for hiring. There is a vindictiveness involved with a lot of these rich people. But the bottom line, having solar panels doesn't mean you're down with the climate cause. And giving money to climate causes while you simultaneously serve as a fossil fuel lobbyist, you're either full of shit or delusional to think you're doing anything but helping expedite the end of planet Earth. I pray to see more of this, because there is no better illustration than what I just showed you of the United Corporations of America, the economic Hunger Games, and the new Gilded Age we're living in.